going back for more. That's amazing. But
that would be the opposite of me.
Well, the idea behind it is you do this workshop for 6 hours where you talk about the power of the mind and how we can overcome your fears by facing them. And then you're given a block of wood and you write down what your fears are if there's someone or something that's holding you back from doing something that you want in your life. And then a group of people take all these blocks of wood and they burn them all day until they're burned into kind of rows. And then at night time you walk across them, so you're walking over your fears basically. It's thrilling. It's great.
Has it helped you in your career?
I think so. To be fearless, or to at least if I am faced with moments of fear and nervous kind of energy, to find a way of channeling it so it doesn't inhibit me from doing what I want to do. So I think it's a very positive experience. Yeah.
Okay. I read also that you got interested in acting way back when your mother took you to see Ralph Fiennes, right?
Yeah.
Right in Hamlet.
Yeah, Voldemort. Yeah. My mum always felt that theatre was a very ceremonial, beautiful, kind of sacred thing, where you're all sitting in the dark and you all go on this story and this journey together, and it's a very kind of very cathartic experience for the audience as well as the actors. So I always felt that acting in its purest form in theatre was quite a noble profession, and so that's kind of how I got into it.
And you know, he's an incredible actor.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a chance to meet him since?
Yes, I saw
him. Or work with him?
Yes, we did The Duchess together.
Oh, really?
And I saw him a couple of weeks ago, and he won an award in London for the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh.
And I think he's on stage in London at the moment, so I'm going to go and see him. Yeah, he's great.
What I didn't announce ahead of time was if you're hearing impaired, or just hard of hearing, right there we have 2 sign language interpreters up here. I just wanted to mention that. And if you have a question, please line up at this microphone right here, and we will take questions from the audience if you have anything specific you'd like to ask her.
Yes, come on up.
Did either of your parents ever get involved in acting?
No, never. They just always loved it, and they're a massive fan of movies and theatre, but I'm the first person in my family to be a part of this world, so I feel very privileged.
And you like acting across all the spectrums? I mean, sci-fi has sort of been, you know, the moneymaker here for you lately, but...
I suppose theatre's always going to be my great love.
Is it?
Yeah, and I always go back to the theatre. It's kind of where I hone my skills, and you figure out very quickly what your limitations as an actor is, and I think that's really exciting. And it's just something that I'll never give up.
Okay. All right. First question. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello. So I very much love Black Widow, and I'm very much looking forward to Captain Marvel, but you are the first star of the first female-driven Marvel project. How big of an honor and responsibility is that for you?
Well, it's a great honor because there's such a loyal fan base for this world, and a lot of the work that I've done before, you leave the character behind, whereas Peggy Carter has affected my life in many ways, and mainly from meeting the fans at conventions like this. The positive influence that she's had on especially young people has been truly humbling and very moving, that you can go into work every day and play something, have a kind of a level of responsibility of making sure that I'm doing her justice, and I'm myself as a person standing also for what Peggy believes in, and she's a great humanitarian, and that's kind of taught me how to be more open-minded and to be more accepting of people and their differences, because I think she would be. So it's a tremendous honour, yeah.
Well, you're most certainly doing her justice.
Thank you.
By the way, before I ask a question, would you mind, and everyone else, just stating your name and tell us where you're from, which is kind of interesting here. But I want to say, you actually can learn something from your characters, can't you?
Certainly, I think you can learn something from every character you play, even though you play someone who's considered bad. Like I played Bess Foster in The Duchess, who seemingly was a kind of a home wrecker. There was something quite remarkable about what that character taught me, which was that she's so driven by doing anything to make sure her children are okay, that she has her own moral compass, and I think that's the trick about playing evil characters, that they don't believe that they're evil, that they believe that what they're doing is right in their own way, although it's wrong to the rest of the world. So it just makes you kind of open up your mind a little bit about how people operate and how different we all are.
Please.
Hi, Hayley. I'm Morena. I'm from here in Houston. So I was really excited when I heard you were coming to Comicpalooza. So I have a question, and So I am really interested in Peggy Carter, and I think she's a really great character. And I was wondering if in season 2 of Agent Carter, if we're going to go into maybe some of her backstory, what happened before the events of the Captain America movie.
I had this conversation with the showrunners a couple of weeks ago, actually, and we talked about what is it that the audience want to see. And what was very exciting is, in the second season, you know, she's grieved over. Don't worry, you can stand. She's grieved over Steve, and she's now about to embark on a new adventure in her life. So she's in a much better place. So in terms of where she is, it's going to be a lot lighter for her. There's going to be more humour to her and more warmth. She's not struggling so much with her identity. But then, and I also think that the showrunners really want to move it forward so that it's you know, it's going to be set in LA, there's going to be 10 episodes, it's going to be a very kind of glamorous, dark world of 1940s Los Angeles. And I think that it might be touched upon a little bit about her background, but I think we want to kind of move it forward so the audience feel like we're taking them on a new journey. Yeah.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Hayley. My name's Anna. I'm actually from Abita Springs, Louisiana. My best friend and I drove 7 hours to get here today.
Wow, thank you. That's
Thank you so
amazing.
much. My question is, I've heard you talk a lot in the past about how much you enjoy writing and what a passion of yours it is. And I was curious as to whether you would involve that in your future with maybe conjoining with Agent Carter to write, or whether you're interested in writing like theater or poetry, or just your thoughts on that.
That's a great question. I write a lot of nonsense. I write a lot of Dear Diary. And they're so funny to look back on. I have them all at home, and they're all like, you know, when I was 13, how into some guy I was when he would never kind of reply to my letters, and how, this is obviously the time before texts, so like handwritten. I feel ancient. But they're all very much like, I find writing cathartic, and I don't think I would be writing on Agent Carter. I would love to produce or direct one of the episodes if we go into future seasons. I think there's room for me to do that, and I've learned a lot from doing Peggy Carter about how a show is put on and created. And I think if I was to ever write anything in the future, it would be, I have this like problem with actors who kind of feel like they're an expert in something, like, I'm going to tell you about it in your life. I find it all a bit sketchy when you think that you're more important than anyone else, and you start to feel like you have a say in something. So I'm a little bit, I think what I would write very funny, silly, dorky anecdotes about my career, and it would be really tongue-in-cheek and silly and fun. It wouldn't be too serious. I think that's kind of appeals to me, and I've had so many great experiences doing the show and you know, pranking with my co-stars and being silly with them, that I would love to share more of that with the fans, because I know they're really into that.
Yes, it'd be fantastic.
And I just want to say you look really majestic. Don't be surprised if I pass out like mid-question. But my question is, how does it feel to be kind of like hailed as like a feminist icon in such a 1940s, like, you know, kind of sexist, oppressive time in Agent Carter?
Did you say feminist icon?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's wonderful. I think, you know, sometimes feminism can be seen as a dirty word, but what I stand for is equality for both sexes, and an understanding of the roles women can play now are so much greater than we've ever been able to have before. And it's, you know, I think with Peggy Carter, the sexism is very clear. It's very clear when people are being misogynistic. I think nowadays there's slightly more sophisticated ways that sexism is kind of portrayed, and I think you have to kind of dig deep to find out where it exists and how to kind of uncover it and expose it for what it is. But as I said before, it's kind of part of the honour of playing Peggy and the responsibility of playing Peggy, of someone who is a humanitarian who stands up for equality for all people. And she has an incredibly strong moral compass that guides her, and that came from Captain America and what she learned from Steve and wanting to carry on his work, although in her mind he's dead. Yeah, so it's wonderful. I don't want to be too political about it, because this is an entertaining show. And again, if I was to suddenly try and stand in my kind of soapbox and preach too much, I think people get a bit fed up of it. But I do believe that stories have an incredible power to move and to change our perception of the world. And Peggy certainly, for that time, is about a woman who knows her value And I think that's a message that is a wonderful thing that we can all take with us, whoever we are.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fun day, isn't it?
Great.
Hi, I'm Cassidy and I'm from Houston, and it's so amazing that you're here. You're my favorite actress, one of my favorite people in general, so I'm so excited.
Thank you. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
Now my question's a little silly, but you tweeted about taking a superheroine quiz, and you didn't get Peggy.
I didn't get Peggy. No.
You're just so awful.
I
You're
got,
always Peggy to me.
I got Gamora. Is that...
Well, that was what I was going to ask.
I was like, BuzzFeed, I've got a bone to pick with you. I'm like, now you've given me an identity crisis. I didn't even know how to get Peggy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, you're always Peggy to us, so thank you for being here.
You're big on social media too.
I am. I
Use it a
tweet
lot.
a lot. Yeah. Hi.
My name is Jessica, I'm from Houston. I think at some point you should probably ask all the Peggies in the audience to scream, because there are a lot of cosplayers of you.
Yeah, I want to see. Where are all the Peggies? I want to see them all. Hi, woo! Oh, hello, ladies. You look amazing.
That was the first costume I saw today. She put a giant British flag in her satchel, just in case anyone thought there was another brunette wearing a bomber jacket. She'll be up in a second. Anyway, you made the mistake of mentioning funny, silly, dorky anecdotes and also the word pranking.
Yes.
So I was wondering if you could tell us a funny story about something had gone wrong on stage or in filming.
Well, I think it's on Twitter. I put it on Instagram and Twitter on Halloween. I hid in James Darcy's trailer. And I could hear him outside going, "Hello, good morning, good to see you, lovely to be here, blah, blah, blah." Very lovely and British and charming and sweet. And he was kind of like toddling up to his trailer. And I just jumped out at him and he screamed. And it was brilliant. He had so many emotions of terror, confusion. I'm kind of enjoying this. Oh God, thank God it's nothing really scary, but what are you doing in my trailer? And then he fell onto the sofa and then he fell onto the floor and he still had his little backpack on and he looked so cute. So that kind of started the stupid game playing, and then we had this silly games like we kind of stand at the other end of the set and throw giant grapes into each other's mouths and see how many we can hold in our mouths and kind of compete with each other. And they'll also do a dueling thing on office chairs that have wheels on them outside in the parking lot. We'd get like some kind of blunt object and sit on these wheelie chairs and just charge at each other and just see who would kind of like give up first. It was just, I mean, when I'm with James Darcy and Dominic Cooper in particular, you'll notice this on my kind of Twitter feed and Instagram. We become like 5-year-olds. It's ridiculous, and it's surprising that we ever get any work done, to be honest. But it makes the time go by quite quickly, and I guarantee there'll be a lot more pranks on season 2.
Thank you.
I'm here in Houston. I'm from Houston. My mother is British. She's from Watford, England.
I know it well.
Yes,
very
I
good.
figured. My question is, since you have a theater background, is there a character during your off time from Agent Carter that you would really love to play, and who is that?
Yeah, there is, and I was offered my dream role, and I had to turn it down because of conflicting schedules. But if it came up again, I would take it. It would be Hermione in The Winter's Tale. Yeah.
Hello. My name's Ella. I am from Lake Jackson, Texas, and I was wondering, what is it like to kick butt as if it's
It's very satisfying. And I think some of you might have known that when I started rehearsing, I accidentally kicked quite a lot of stuntmen in the downstairs region. I think there were 6 of them, and then I hit someone over the back. I think it was one of the crew with a lead pipe by accident, and then I kicked a chair. You remember that there's a diner scene, I think it's in episode 5, and I kick a chair to Jarvis, and as we were rehearsing that, I kicked it into the assistant director, who just went, "What is going?" and then turned and realised it was me and went, "Oh, no, that's okay, it's okay." It's amazing what you get away with when you get to play Peggy Carter. And so I wasn't as graceful as Peggy when I did it. It was quite clumsy, but it's great. It's so satisfying because you know you're in a safe place where you're not going to really get into trouble if you hurt someone a little bit. And so it channels the aggression really well. I highly recommend some form of like martial arts, that sort of thing. Any kind of physical activity that helps you kind of get involved in your body and your movement, and it helps to channel negative emotions in a really positive way. It's very cathartic.
And they were all accidents.
Wow, hello, you look amazing.
Hi, thank you. My name is Sophie. I just moved back to Houston from York.
Oh, amazing.
My question is, in some articles I've read, it sounded like you and James had provided some Britishisms to the script to make it a bit more authentic when Peggy and Jarvis were speaking.
Yes.
So I was wondering what kind of Britishisms you suggested to the writing staff, and out of curiosity, if you found your accent changing as you were playing Peggy.
Is it for my accent changing?
Yes, considering the time and the location.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my normal accent's a bit more London, modern London. And so when I was with James, we were making sure that we were speaking a little bit proper. It was absolutely essential that we sounded like from the time. So it was very well articulated. But that's also where our humour came from, because we had this very dry kind of banter between us. And, you know, James would often come up with, I don't know if it's appropriate for me to say. It might be a bit.
Why not?
How old is this audience? Well, no, it's just that there was there's a line that he was talking about being partial to some sticky toffee pudding, which is very English. But he wanted to say being partial to, and this is a real dessert in England, and he wanted to say, I'm quite partial to some spotted dick. I can't believe I said that out. So he would try and get some really silly, quite naughty innuendos in there. And we would just kind of giggle a lot, and we try and make each other laugh, and we knew that we knew the scene was working well if we were both on the verge of laughing, because that's when we knew that we were in the moment, we were playing with each other, we were having fun, and the scenes were going well because we were really in it. And then it was just a competition to see who we could make laugh the most. Yeah.
Who won?
James won. I just cracked up nearly every time he spoke. I was terrible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Hayley. I'm sorry, I'm really nervous. My name is Natalie. I'm here from Houston. I actually live in Spring, but I've got a two-parter question.
Okay.
What are your ideas and your thoughts, not Peggy's, on intersectional feminism?
On what?
On intersectional feminism.
Intersectional? What does that mean?
Across all races, like, there's more than two genders, male and female. There's trans and other non-binary genders. Like trans women, POCs, and then all stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that, I'd call myself a humanitarian first, and so, like I said, I believe in equality for all people. And especially I would be kind of a supporter of diversity across the board within media and within the arts. And I think there are people, minorities, and I include women in this, who are underrepresented and misrepresented in films and television. And that's something that we also brought up at lunch the other day. Oh my God, I was having lunch. Angelina Jolie was behind me. What?
You didn't invite me?
She was absolutely beautiful. Anyway, sorry, that was a side note. But we talked about diversity in Agent Carter, and that's going to be a very important subject of debate for the second season, from my part anyway. And it's nice that, I feel very lucky that Marvel have given me this opportunity and have built the show around me and around my strengths as an actress, but also around my kind of values. And it's kind of, I'm slowly infiltrating Marvel by going, where are the women? Let's have people represented, better represented. So I feel like it's a very exciting step forward for television in that respect, and I will do everything that I possibly can to support the cause.
All right, great. And then my second part, I'm graduating on May 30th. Do you want to come?
Wait, when is it?
It's May 30th. Like, I'm the first graduating class from my school.
Oh my God, that's congratulations.
Thank you. Do you
okay. I would say yes, but I've got a really good excuse.
Okay.
And you're all the first to know this. I don't think Marvel even know yet. I'm going to Atlanta to crash the set of Captain America 3. Yeah. So I'll already there then, so it's a good thing. That's the only excuse, otherwise I would come.
Alright. Okay, so then since you can't come, can I get like a video of you saying like congratulations early college?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Alright.
What do you want me to say? Congratulations on your graduation.
Something along the lines of congratulations, first graduating class of Early College Academy at Southridge.
I can't. Wait, I couldn't hear that. Sorry, say again. Wait, can you come up closer? Come up closer. Hi. Okay. Ready? Congratulations on being the first graduating class. Lots of love and know your value.
See? You never get unless you ask, right?
Absolutely.
You know, I just realized we're both cast members, because you work for Disney, and my television station is owned by Disney, so...
There we go.
That's what they call us.
God bless Disney.
God bless Disney. They don't call us employees at Disney, it is cast members.
Cast members, indeed.
All right. Uh-oh, I think we have your youngest fan here.
My name is Deanna McCoy. Hayley, are you going to prom with me?
Since your schedule's a little busy now, he's asking for 13 years from now to go to prom with him.
You win. You win.
It will be my pleasure to go to prom with you. Absolutely, I would love to. Thank you so much for asking.
Hi. I'm Jade. And I was wondering, you know how you said that thing about how like you would carve your initials in the wood and then burn it and walk over it?
Yeah.
Did you feel like it worked for you?
Yeah, I think it did. It felt very, very therapeutic because I got to really write down and really think about the things that scared me in life and that I didn't want them to scare me anymore because I wanted to overcome them. So by writing them down and being conscious of them, it made me face them. And it meant that every time I felt scared about that particular personal thing, I would remember having written it down, and I also remembered that I had the power to overcome it. And I believe that we all have the potential to overcome things that scare us if we face them, and we face them with courage. And so I think it does help, and I really recommend everyone doing it.
I'm Diana from Texas or Houston here. Your character Martha in Black Mirror, like that was so awesome. Like that was like kind of my favorite. That's like my favorite Black Mirror episode. If you were in that situation, like what would you choose to do? Would you towards the end? I don't want to spoiler, but
it's heartbreaking.
It is so heartbreaking, but it's like I don't know. What would you choose in that situation?
Well, I'm gonna have to say. I mean, it's gonna spoil it, but oh gosh. Well, that's the kind of that's why it's such a brilliant piece of writing. It's so complex because it means that either way she's in this awful dilemma, and she can't destroy even the kind of the robot version of him because it's the closest that she has. But I think I would try and I'd box him up and turn him off and tell him to shut up so I can get on with my life. I think it essentially it holds her back. Like that final shot where you see her kind of about to go up the ladder and you see this kind of glazed look on her face, and the director said that him and myself both felt that she had to take some kind of form of medication to numb the fact that the situation that she was living in. So I don't think she's very happy, and I think that if I was in her position, I would try and find a way of ridding myself of the illusion of him, so I was able to grieve properly and be able to move on.
So you do that, and then what about your daughter though? See, that's where I was wondering too.
I wouldn't ever tell her. When she was older, I go, okay, Mummy did something a bit crazy.
Okay. That's awesome.
See that box in the wardrobe? Or I do it to scare her. You've been a really bad girl. get him out to scare the hell out of her. Yeah, no, I think it's such a dark and ambiguous story, and it's something that I would kind of run a mile away from, because I don't think it's healthy.
But you did awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One more question.
Hi, Haley. I'm Gracie from here in Houston, and I was just wondering, in season 2, could you tell us a little bit about how Angie and Peggy's relationship will develop a bit more?
I knew they were going to get to that.
I knew it. I love the online kind of love for Cartonelli. That's amazing. I think Angie's going to be in season 2. I can't see why they wouldn't bring her back. She's so loved, and she's such a wonderful part of the cast. And Lindsay's a dream, a true pleasure to work with. And it's so nice to have, for two girls to have a friendship that's not based on competition or talking about men the whole time. It's two women who are really truly fond of each other and support each other. So I'm totally open to anything happening between them.
Thank you.
I love you.
One more young fan question.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Addison.
Hi.
I want to know, how old were you when you started?
How old I was when I started acting? I went to drama school when I was 20. So for an actor, I suppose that's quite late. But I knew I always wanted to act, but it was really important that I finished my education first, and that was important to my parents. So after I finished school, I decided to train as an actor, so I went and studied theatre, and then I graduated when I was 23. So I've been working in the industry for 10 years.
How old are you?
7.
7, that's an awesome age.
When I was your age, I was 8. Thank you. Thank you all, and thank you to Hayley. She's on her way to the St. Louis Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I wish we had more time here.